G'day ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. I am of course your host, the Calphilus, and today we're going to be taking a look at the Path of Champions Legends Runeterra, where I will be going over yet another interesting topic here that I was asked recently and I thought would be worth covering. So this question was asked by a viewer here on my channel, a regular viewer here on my channel going by the name of Elvin, thank you buddy, and he essentially asked if any idea if weekly adventures gives more XP. He's bored of farming regular adventures and wants to try the 2-star weeklies to get higher levels on some champs. Since they have special rules, it is less boring. So first of all, thank you so much for the question, man, and this is a really good question because there's a lot of possible misconceptions as to how XP is acquired in POC. I like to hopefully try to clear that up and give you guys a little bit more of a clearer idea or clearer picture of how it all plays out. So I'm not going to draw out this video far too long. I will try to be really concise and precise. Basically, you need to know two criteria that will factor into how much XP you'll get from an adventure. The first major factor is obviously the amount of stars that you have. So the highest start adventures will yield more XP in total, but of course the highest star adventures are also more difficult. Take the Aurelion Sol adventure for example, which is the campaign that I always frequently do here on the channel. I play this campaign almost frequently, and the XP that I get every time we reach Aurelion Sol is roughly in the ballpark of 4,500. The screenshot should be on your screen right now. And of course, as we go in descending order, the next hardest difficulty adventure is the 3.5 Galio, and if I'm not mistaken, this one yields around 3,500 XP or thereabouts. Again, screenshot for the more precise number should be on your screen. So as you can see, the major discrepancy here is obviously the amount of stars per adventure. The higher star adventures will give you more XP, the lesser star ones will give you less instead. Now the second criteria is a really interesting one. This involves the map itself of the adventure you attempt. Now to help me explain the situation here, I'm going to use Annie's adventure as a visual guide because her map has the most obvious and blatant discrepancy between the amount of XP that you get per adventure. So let's go ahead and jump into this adventure and I'll show you what I mean. Okay guys, we're in the map now and I just want to direct your attention to this portion of the map. I've just went ahead and completed the rest of these adventures, but I want you to focus primarily on this portion of the map. Now as you can see, there is one major difference in this map. If we head down to the vicious enemy, which is noted by this red aura here, it's only gonna have one battle before heading straight into the boss. If we head down to this blue path here against the Soul Skiro, there's gonna be another battle somewhere around here before heading into the boss. So what does this mean? There are two battles in the regular path, which is denoted by blue, and one battle in the alternate path, which is denoted by red. Now the reason why this number is significant is because the way POC works is that it calculates the amount of battles that you actually complete. That's right, it takes into account how many battles that you actually defeat before completing the adventure. This is the reason why I chose the Annie path, by the way, because Annie's adventure is the only one with this really clear difference. So in other words, since there are 3 enemies in total, if we head towards the blue path, one over here, and of course the final boss Lulu, that means I'm gonna get more XP from that path compared to the red path, which only has 2, which is of course the vicious enemy over here and Lulu over here. So applying what I just shared, the blue path, or in other words the one on top, is gonna give you a higher amount of XP. I'm gonna pull up a screenshot here showing you the differences in XP between both paths. The one on the left is the blue path and the one on the right is the red path. A possible common misconception is that the vicious enemy, as you can see here, will give you extra XP. That is entirely false because the only measure of XP here is, like I mentioned, the amount of battles you complete, not the difficulty of the battle in itself. And this is why I chose the Annie adventure in particular to demonstrate this. Even though the red path consisted of solely a vicious enemy, we still got less XP comparatively than going to the path above, which has 2 regular opponents instead. And the final thing to note as well is that not all map formats will have extra adventures for you. To my knowledge, there are only 2 formats that offer this currently. First one being the Annie Goes East map format, which I just showed you earlier, and the other is the World Adventure Z, the 2-star World Adventure Z to be more precise. This map format offers 2 extra battles over here and over here. Alright, so having established what factors into the amount of XP you get from adventures, let's apply what we know to answer Elvin's question here. So to do this, I'm going to use the 3.5 weekly adventure Draven that I currently have in my region. I'm gonna compare this to the similar star level adventure, which is the 3.5 Galio over here. So as you can see, this is 3.5 and this one is also 3.5. I'm going to show you how much XP I get from the Draven, and I'm going to show you how much XP I get from the Galio. The Galio adventure is going to have a higher amount of battles, and the Draven adventure is going to have a less amount of battles, but don't worry, I'm going to show you everything in detail. So let's go ahead and take a look at the 3.5 Draven from today's weekly adventures first. Now I'm going to count the amount of battles that we've completed here in the entire map with you, and then I'm going to show you a screenshot of the amount of XP I get. We're then going to compare that with the 3.5 Galio, and then you can see the difference. Let's go ahead and count the amount of battles first. Starting from the beginning, let's count the amount of battles we have. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and once I beat the Draven, it's gonna be 7. Take a look at the amount of XP that I got in the screenshot on your screen right now. Alright, so let's go ahead and count the amount of battles in the Galio adventure now. So once again, we're gonna start at the beginning. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. And a 9 here once we beat the Galio. So there are 9 battles in total in the 3.5 Galio. So bear in mind the amount of XP we got from the 3.5 Draven that featured 7 battles. Now we're gonna see how much XP we're gonna get from the 3.5 Galio that has 9 adventures instead. Alright, so taking a look at both these screenshots side by side, as you can see, the one on the left features the Draven adventure with 3015 XP, while the one on the right features the Galio adventure with 3100 XP. And the reason why Galio yields more adventure, even though both these adventures are at 3.5 stars, is because, like I mentioned, the Galio adventure has a total of 9 battles on the map, while the Draven adventure only has 7 battles on the map, which is 2 less than the Galio adventure. Also guys, as an addendum to this video, I'm just quickly adding this in because I realized that by the time this video goes live, it's probably going to be the next day in most regions, and chances are you're gonna see a new set of weekly adventures. Before you get all excited and start grinding levels on your champions, hold off for a little bit. Wait until the next patch drops, which should be either this coming Wednesday or Thursday, depending on which time zone you live in. And the reason why you want to do that is so that you're able to maximize your chances of getting fragments or shards of a new champion. That's because, as we all know, Samira, Set, and Jack, all 3 of them are going to be added into the POC, so therefore you want to maximize your chances of getting their shards or fragments, and the best way to do so is to not play your weekly adventures yet until the patch drops this Wednesday or Thursday. To give you a short version of why I say so, it's quite simply because those 3 champions are not yet added into the reward pool of the silver votes that are going to be given in the weekly adventures. Therefore, in my opinion, it is highly advisable to wait until the patch drops, wait for those champions to be released in the reward pool before you actually complete your weekly adventures and open your vaults. That way the chances of you getting those champions are significantly higher. Alright, and there you have it. That is basically an in-depth look at how XP or experience points are distributed here in the POC. Now I hope this answers your question, buddy, as well as any of you out there who are watching. So essentially, if you have any further inquiries or thoughts, let me know down in the comment section down below. I will get to them as soon as I can. But for now, this is all I have for you. So if you guys thought this video was helpful or insightful, please consider leaving a like as well as subscribing to the channel. I really do appreciate that support. But most importantly, it's so that you don't miss future episodes or uploads of Legends of Runeterra or Path of Champions content just like this one. Currently, it is reveal season. I am going through all the card reveals as well as the level up animations of every champion. So if all that sounds interesting to you, definitely stay tuned. Either way, thank you guys so much for watching as well as joining me on this one. This is Keflo signing off. Hopefully I catch you guys in the next one. Goodbye.